What is going on, YouTube? I've had a subscriber who is pretty consistent with commenting on almost every one of my videos, so I always look forward to reading these comments, guys. And this one was an idea for an upcoming video that I'm doing right now. Let's jump right into what his suggestion was. So, what's on my shelf requested that I do a topic on Shills and the YouTube gaming community, especially those which do not represent their ties to companies like GameStop, or those for a connection to the companies in order to maneuver their YouTube activities into career. Sorry, I'm having a hard time processing tonight. I really appreciate those creators which come out and say they want to turn YouTube into a career and actively seek responsible sponsorship rather than those who just sneak it in. There's something icky about it. So, I know with a lot of you can right now can already pick out a few of your favorite YouTubers that you can actually see this for. I put off some notes to the side to kind of talk about this. As always with a lot of my YouTube videos, I will not name drop. I do not like to be known as that kind of channel that just says everybody's names and calls them out for stuff, because it's not really how I am. But I gotta agree with a lot of what he says. I mean, we all see it. It seems like instantly, or not instantly, but as soon as a YouTube channel goes from being passionate and shows their interest in their hobbies and everything like that, when they transform into more of, hey, I'm a retro gaming YouTube channel, or hey, I collect statues of my favorite anime characters, this is my hobby, from that to, hey, do you guys like Manscaped? Do you guys do this? You know, I got you know, you can get this deal from Manscaped, and then it just kind of, like, I understand people want to make money. Don't get me wrong. You know, like I said before, originally when I started YouTube, my main goal was to turn this into a career. I wanted to make videos like this, get famous, and make a bunch of money. And it wasn't until, you know, a few years down the road that I found out that's not going to work for me. That's not going to happen for me. I'm not that kind of entertainer, I guess. I'm just kind of a guy that does this for fun now. If I have videos that only have a couple views, then so what? If I get a couple thousand on one, that's how it is. But, you know, I like he said, I respect the channels more that come out and straight up say that they are actively seeking sponsorship, or that they have sponsorship, and don't just kind of hide the stuff behind the shadows. Basically, like he said, talking about the hidden shills in the community, a big one that we could talk about in the past was obviously those people that were shilling the hell out of that Amico system that was supposed to come out. And honestly, I mean, it kind of bit them on the butt, some of them especially. I know a lot of them were calling out other channels for it, and then in return those bigger channels went after them, and it was ugly. I know a few channels that in the past that got shut down basically because of the hate from all of them. But it's the ones who clearly are being sponsored by these companies but failed to tell you that, or claim to be claim not to be sponsored, is what I'm saying. So there's one channel that I follow, and I'm actually working on a parody video that reminds me a lot of it. They talk so much about hating GameStop, but yet they constantly keep buying games from GameStop. They keep, that was the same with people back when the DK Oldies videos came out. They secretly hated this company, hated it, but yet they kept buying games from it, making videos on it, and it just did not make sense to me. A long time ago, when the people were boycotting, you know, Nike and stuff like that because of certain celebrities, they were buying the product and burning it to make videos. So that does not make any sense to me. If you really want to hurt them, you know, or have something against them, don't buy their products. You're just getting them more money. And then it's just like, I'll see these in the beginning of videos where it's like this, you know what, I'm not sponsored by these people, but check them out. A huge one I have wrote down is the famous Encore or Whatnot plea. I'm not sponsored, but I love this app and you guys should check it out. That's a big one for me. Like, I've honestly, in the past, a huge one was people trying to say that they were not sponsored by Whatnot. They were not getting any money out of this. They said that their only money they were making out of it was referring people and getting a $10 credit for everybody that got referred, which could be true for some cases. But then there was other channels that came out afterwards that said yes, they were approached by the app and was given money for it. And it was just kind of like, then why would you lie about? Why would he lie about something like that? And that's what I think he means by saying that it's icky, is because, I mean, if you love something, you can tell by it. Like a lot of these guys some of their stuff was scripted and everything that goes along with it. So we kind of figured out right there that no, man, they're paying you to say this, especially when they talk about this game or this app for so long, and then all of a sudden they just drop off. Like they don't like it anymore, or they move on to the next app. I just don't get it. We kind of already talked about this, but I wrote on GameStop haters. But they go to GameStop and make GameStop videos all the time and do the GameStop roulette thing. Like that's the parody video I'm working on. It just doesn't make sense to me sometimes. You can hate this company and you just keep buying the stuff from it. Yeah, I don't. We'll talk more about that later on in a different video. But here we go. I wrote this one down. The one-up arcade shills and guys claiming how amazing the product is when a lot of the people know it sucks. Go on to say that they are not sponsored, but they seem to be getting a lot of nice stuff from these companies. A big one in the past was, I'm not going to say the channel, but they said they were not sponsored. They said they did not receive any products, yet they don't seem to have much money, and they got an arcade cabinet. And in the past, they've been famous for shilling for this company, so it was kind of like, okay. And they were talking about how amazing the cabinet was and how blah, 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 blah. And then I've had some other communities that reach out that say that they've received emails saying that, yes, you can receive a free arcade one-up cabinet. The only thing is if you're going to do a video, you have to do a video on it. It has to be a positive video, and they have to review it prior to you releasing it. So if they don't like what you're trying to put out, they will either make you pay for the product that they sent you or request that you send it back. So there are there's companies out there. I've been approached in the past about doing certain review videos or something like that. And unless it's something similar to my interest or the channel's interest, I don't ever plan on posting it on the thing. But I have received emails saying that I will receive products free of charge in exchange for good review videos. So I have to make a good review. I can't do an honest review for it. I have to do a good one. Otherwise, they might pull it out from underneath me or, make me pay for it. I wrote down, which kind of reminds me of the next one, the pirated technology. Certain handhelds, emulation devices, stuff that's illegal, and also known for hacking people's stuff or planting viruses. But these YouTube channels are just like, hey, you guys, you know what? I was approached by this company. I got this. It's pretty cool. You should buy it too. A big one that I saw in the past was these cheap Chinese emulation devices that people have plugged into their PC and stuff like that and other devices to install install games and stuff onto it, because they might have not came pre-set up, or if you wanted to add more stuff to it, and the minute that you did it, it would connect with your computer and your network and it would release a virus. I've heard stories of this. Somebody, God, I can't remember where that was. It was an article that I read that somebody had bought one of these, or maybe it was on Reddit, and shortly afterwards their PC had went down and they couldn't figure out why, and it had planted a virus on their PC and basically just destroyed it. And then other times, of course, too, somebody had purchased one, and then shortly afterwards they had their it was like their identity or whatever got hacked, and it was kind of like, okay, that was kind of, they were like, well, I've always been very safe in the past, but this is kind of the one thing that I did do that was kind of out of the ordinary, so this is the only thing I can explain for that. Whether or not that was true, of course, it's like with anything, you read it on the internet, that's just the way it goes. But it's like they say they're going to do an honest, unpaid review, but they seem to be getting a lot of these items. And then you have other people that seem to not be big fans of it. Like I said before with Arcade 1-Up and stuff like that, you've got a lot of the arcade community itself saying that these things suck. Yes, yet these other channels maybe don't know is better or anything like that, or saying they're good. In the past, I've talked about when I had my arcade one-up cabinets, I had a Pac-Man one and a Mortal Kombat one, and to me, practically, the Mortal Kombat one was unplayable. It was hard to do moves. About half the time when I push forward to try and go towards the opponent, I would jump, and I was like, the joysticks themselves were crap, and it was just not very good at all. It was hard for me to do a simple a special move like the freeze blast or the get over here for Scorpion, and it was just unplayable for me. The Pac-Man one wasn't as bad, and the only thing that was really cool about them was the aesthetics of it being in my game room. Other than that, it was not worth it, guys. So this is all I have so far about this. But I mean, it's the big thing to take away from this is being honest with your viewers and your channel. If you're being sponsored or being paid in some way for doing something, tell people the truth. I mean, a lot of times people can tell, guys. I mean, it's not very, you're either, yeah, like I said, it's scripted, it's not very clean. I don't know. You can usually tell there's a vibe that comes with it. There's nothing wrong with having YouTube be your career, but lying about stuff like that just isn't right. I know in the past I've put up a front and talked about some other stuff like that, and it just didn't, and people could tell. I can tell you right now, my channel is done 100 times better just being myself than talking about stuff like this than it was trying to fake content or, just, not be who I really was, trying to be the YouTuber that I thought everybody wanted to see. And maybe that was me maturing from the wannabe YouTuber to the actual, the you in YouTube. So, let me know in the comments below. Like I said, you guys don't have to name drop. Just if, what's some other things that you've seen that, it's just, it gives you the ick when it comes to YouTube channels and stuff like this. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, stay retro, my friends, and we will see you in the next video.